Alrighty, hey everybody, channel member Don, channel member Ed, channel member Donald, channel member Rex, Stan, Darren, Amy, Frank, Sergio, Sledge, General Rush, good to see you, sir, Cliff, Roland, Ted, Gaten, Jason, Arturo, good to see everybody. I'm gonna have to clean my glasses. Yeah. It's almost like it's foggy in here. Must have touched something. Anyway, welcome everybody, and if you oh man, I forgot to set my monster off the screen here. Let me put it back up here where you can see it. There we go. And welcome everybody. It's the morning monster show. Got my monster, and let's jump into the market, shall we? We have the FOMC today, rate change announcement, and as we've talked about, maybe they overcut before. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance not necessarily indicative of future results. You know, just because I predict it doesn't mean it comes true, although I do get lucky. And this presentation is intended to be informational, educational, fun, entertaining, not a recommendation to be buying or selling any financial instrument. So if you desire personal financial advice, hire and consult a financial advisor. Rungamer, hope you're feeling better. Rob, good to see you. And as we talked about, FOMC Day. This is the second major event this week out of the two. The U.S. election being the first. Here we are, 2 p.m. And Jerome Powell going to speak at 2:30. This is the big thing. Now, most of the time, the majority of the time, the market doesn't do a whole lot between Monday and the FOMC announcement. But we had the election in here. So this is a very uncharacteristic week. Uncharacteristic. Like, this is not typical. And, well, how many instances where we had the FOMC and the election in the same week? I couldn't find any. This is like a whole new ball of wax here. And, you know, the incumbent team lost. So Jerome Powell probably going to get fired. So what happens? I don't know. It's kind of the big, you know, where are we going with this? I don't know. Right now the forecast is 4.75. And previous was 0.5, down a half a point. So maybe we cut a quarter point. DGS2. This has been interesting. We've been, the real market rate has been climbing. Is it smart to cut the rate to 4.75 if the real market rate has been climbing? Ever since they did, you know, starting just after they did the rate cut, the real market rate, the Delta Golf Sierra 2, and if you want to recreate this chart, go to TradingView. Free to go to TradingView. TradingView.com, that's where these charts are from. TV, TradingView. It's behind me there. Ooh, let's see, that way, there you go. TradingView, just TradingView.com. You click on the button, make an account, free account. You can pull this up. You can pull up any ticker on TradingView for free. Some of the bells and whistles, indicators, whatever, you gotta pay to play, but you know. Delta Golf Sierra 2. Click on this button right up here. Straight up over my head there at the top. Type in FED, FUNDS, Foxtrot Echo Delta, Foxtrot Uniform November Delta Sierra, Fed Funds. That's the orange line on my chart there. That's the effective Fed Funds rate. All the other stuff I've drawn on here. DGS2, the blue line right there. This only really works on a weekly chart. So here we go. Here we go. Possible that climbs. This was a 3-wave down. Does this work the same way as price? Yes, anything with price. Look at that. Right to a reversal point. Could this go higher high? Yes, absolutely. Would this cause chaos in the market? Yeah, probably. Next rate up for the DGS2. I know it's going to be a little bit of from this. We could expect it to climb 5.5. Back up where we were before we did the half a point cut. Wouldn't that be a wrench in the works right there? Yes, would be the answer. That would be a wrench in the works. Is this probably, I mean, think about it. The economy, the first rate cut that we did all the way back here. I mean, the first rate raise, excuse me. The first rate raise takes 24 months to fully cook into the economy. 24 months. 2 full years before we did the first one. 2 full years. So we're talking 700, well, 800 and whatever days. 840 days. 2 full years. So that was all the way till we did the first rate cut. So we just fully got the first rate raise baked into the economy, and we did a cut. That, I think the market just needs stability. Just quit tinkering with the rate. Yeah, the Fed always chases the market rate, as you can see. Chased it on the way up over here. Chased it sideways. Now we're chasing it down, but maybe we cross through again. I speculated that a long time ago. All the way back here, February 23. Almost, it's going to be almost 2 years ago. I speculated that DGS2 would break through the Fed funds rate and we'd have to raise rates again. Possibly the financial crisis happens up here. 25, 26, late 25, maybe. Wouldn't that be a crazy wrench in the works if all of a sudden the DGS2 takes off, going higher? You tell me. Let me know in the chat what you think. And could be cold. Could be. We could see it. This is where all the essentially the prime rate. You know, this is that prime rate they talk about right here. So watch out for this to break through. Taking a little longer, but time's the hardest part of this whole thing. I drew it over here to illustrate, but up here, maybe somewhere up in here, maybe where we have a problem. Of course, it could be anywhere in here. Anywhere in here. That rate crosses above. They've actually got to raise rates again to chase the markets. All Powell's rhetoric about strong this, strong that. It all comes down to this chart right here. It's not really anything else. They probably should have, they were worried about this popping through, is why. They were kind of thinking about cutting rates back here. That's where they started talking about it. And then this happened, and they kind of scared them. So they held rates steady. Then we did this, and we went lower than that low. So they finally cut rates, but they cut it by half a point because they were like, oh, sugar, honey, iced tea, we're late. But what if this crosses right back up through? If they cut another quarter. Yikes. Yikes. I guarantee you they're watching this more than they are anything else that they talk about. Anything, you know, it's not about the jobs. It's not about anything else. It's simple. Look at this chart. Now they may cut it by a quarter point, and then this may shoot up, and then they're screwed, and they have to raise the rate the next one. We'll see. We'll see. That's so probably we do have room to cut a quarter point. That's in here. Got room. Get down to that 4.7. You know, it's kind of funny they say 4.75, but it's a range, is what it is. And I just clicked on the wrong thing. It's a range. So when they say 4.75, it's 4.5 to 4.75. They try to keep it in a range. And right now it's 4.75 to 5. And we're hanging right in the middle. When you look at that DGS2, 4.83. If they cut another quarter point, be down between 4.5 and 4.75. 4.6-ish. That's really close. That's not much margin for this to pop through. All right. Quarterly refunding? What do you mean by quarterly refunding? This just has to do with Treasury constant maturity rate. So anyway, that's the rate change decision. We'll see at 2 p.m. If they cut anything more than a quarter point, they're inviting chaos. And I kind of feel like they should hold the rate steady, but the market may that doesn't matter. Treasury expirations don't matter. That happens pretty much every day. Like it's a constant recycling of money. Near constant. So anyway, and the Treasury is not the Fed. So you got to keep those very separate in your mind. DJS2 is the constant maturity rate for the Treasury, but the Fed funds rate is a different thing. They try to work together, but they are different entities. So as we refund, if there's nobody showing up, the rate goes up. That's kind of the way it works. As we do more auctions on the Treasury, if there's nobody buying, the rate goes up. Supply and demand. When the supply of buyers is weak, prices go up. Why? Because those people willing to buy that debt want to get paid better. They don't want to take risk. It's risk to buy treasuries. You could go put your money other places. And that's why there's less buyers showing up for the treasury debt right now. Less buyers show up, the rate goes higher. When lots of people show up, the rate goes down. All right. Everybody kind of got me. If you got questions, you can ask them in the chat. Please be specific in full sentences. Don't just assume I know what you're talking about. It's clear to you, not necessarily clear to me. All right, coin. Look at that pop. Holy bananas. Beautiful move yesterday on crypto. Beautiful move. All right. S&P, look at that. Right up to the extension. Can't make this stuff up sometimes. We got right in the neighborhood of 6,000. Like 70 points away. Now we're 50 points away at the open here today. What am I talking about? Oh, baby. SQQQ dropping out. TQQQ needs to catch up. Go, baby, go. Give me some money. Amazon. Oh, yeah. There's the target. Look at that. Let me know if you took the Amazon trade. I did. And it probably just closed out. That was probably one of the alerts. There's the actual alert right there. Right there. There it is. Right there on the screen. Beautiful. Thanks, Marty. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And awesome. Look at that. We got that one right. That was one of the daily bonus trades right there. Right. Well, that's cool. Pull this back down if I can. What the nuts? There we go. It was the buy all the way back here. We talked about it right in here back in September. There's the target. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Nailed it. Nailed it. Boom. I love it, man. I love it. Sometimes I get lucky. So, I know my man Anthony in the chats, in the VIP, the Tomorrow Trading Lab group, having a little trouble on the daily trades. My man, if you're watching this, you got to be very selective. All right. This is what Sledge says all the time. Patrick, you got to be really selective. You got to have a plan. I was highly confident in this trade because of this win rate down here and this profit factor. These right here. All right, that smoking hot. And we just added another one to the win column. Although it doesn't show it actually got out yet. So that one right there. Smoking hot. I mean, it's hard to find a profit factor that high. Statistically, this was a high probability trade. Time-wise, it took longer than the 20 bars. The average was 20. This one took longer than 20. This one took 40. What do I say all the time? It can take 2 times the average, 3 times the average, 4 times the average. I mean, there you go. Apollo works. Triple threat, same algorithm, it works. Echo trades, same algorithm, it works. I'm working on, in the background, an AI upgrade. There's Amazon at 208.25. This thing just rocking and rolling higher. Keep on keeping on, baby. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it, man. Love it. If you're interested in Term Market Trading Lab, full access to everything I have, you got to call my team, 321-888-3962. They'll hook you up. Just ask about it. And beautiful, man. Yeah, I mean, well, what Apollo did, I created this algorithm and we released it under the Apollo Alerts name, for those of you that don't know. And it's locked into the 30-minute time frame. But I run it for my Term Market Trading Lab group on the daily chart, which is one of these, and that's where the bonus trades come from. And there were 92 charts that set up on the bonus trades last night, and there's no way I'm even going to go through those today. Absolutely insane. And I may throw a couple out on Twitter or X or whatever. So maybe if you're on that, check it out. And wow, that's just absolutely wild. And Term Market Trading Lab group has access to the whole list of 92 tickers. I think Laura already went through and picked a few that she thought were better than others. Listed them out for everybody. So there you go. And you got to be careful. I mean, it's your money, right? As I say all the time, nobody cares about your money more than you. And if you're just like willy-nilly picking stuff and like, I'm going to hope this works. Oh man, you got to be careful. Or my lady even, now I'm talking to everybody. Like, I'm not just talking to Anthony. You got to be careful. Like, you can lose your money. All right. Which part of the disclaimer do you not understand? I mean, it's pretty clear in the first sentence, right? All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. I say this kind of in jest, but I kind of mean it too. I feel like a lot of times I'm a retired trader looking for the best of the best trade setups to put my money at risk. All right, sometimes I get it wrong. Sometimes I get it right. Sometimes, some of you in the background have watched me make some nice money on some of these. I'm a retired trader looking for the best of the best. Do I make mistakes? Yeah, I get it wrong sometimes. Sometimes I get lucky. So you got to be careful, all right? You got to protect your money. You got to believe it's going to, don't just listen to people like me. Jump into the trade just because they said it's going to work. Worked in the past. You got to make sure you understand what's happening. Your trade plan. You agree. That looks good. If you pull up the chart and you're like, oh, well, JT's getting in, but that looks nasty. Sledge does it all the time. Don't get in that freaking trade. I mean, come on. Sledge will call me out and be like, I don't like that one today. I'm working on different rules, all right? When I have 6,000 subscribers waiting on content, I got to put out the content by the rules. I can't start being discretionary. I operate under a different set of rules than you do. That's why you have to pay attention to your own account. I can't give people individual advice. That's like specifically prohibited. I don't know what your account is either. Right? And that's why it says over here, if you desire personal financial advice, hire and consult a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. I'm just blanket sharing what I'm doing. I kind of have to stick to the system because it has to be uniform. I can't go discretionary. All right? I can't start making up the rules.
rules-based system. Like it's got to be by the rules. So when the system says get in, I get in. When it says get out, I get out. Usually I don't screw around when I tell you to get in and out on the alerts. That's why I'm just one guy, and I care a lot about everybody losing money and making money, and that's why I warn all the time to be careful. So S5FI, this looks like a reversal. Trying to fake out, and we may go up here and make the new higher high above 90 before we roll this baby down to the bottom. Please be careful trading your own money. 200-day, that was a heck of a dip. Look at that. Heck of a dip down in the 70s. Probably go up, make a higher high there too. And that's 5TW, the fast one. Got down to near the 30 zone. Been there once, twice, 3, 4 times. Probably going to shoot back up all the way up into the 90 zone. Yeah, it's a crazy ride here. So we have not dipped to the roadmap line yet on the daily for ES. This baby's coming. We had it in August. How long was it before that? It's back here in November. So can we ride for a bunch of months before we hit it? Yeah, entirely possible. This one was March. Then September through November. Then we ride again. Hit in August. Could we prolong it? Sure. This thing could get crazy. We could go up to 6,600. I don't really see much case for going higher than 6,600 before we get a larger than normal pullback. Now, I've said this before. If you haven't heard it, you got to be careful. All right. If we know who won, and if they actually institute the Department of Government Efficiency, as they keep joking about, Doge, they just keep, poking fun about it. But if they actually do that, if they cut a bunch of government employees, one, where do all the government employees go and work after they get fired? That's increasing the unemployment rate. 2, what happens when you cut $2 trillion out of an $8 trillion budget? Especially when probably all of the positive GDP growth since right back here, all of the positive GDP growth in this area has all been on government spending. What if you cut that $2 trillion out of there? What happens? What if all of that was on government spending? You cut $2 trillion out of the system. There's problems. There's going to be problems. All right, we can't just... I'm just pointing it out, all right? Now, Elon says, hey, it's like when I cut Tesla, right? I cut all the fat. We got over it pretty quick. Okay, that's a company, right? They do annual revenue, $96 billion. Okay, we're not talking about $8 trillion. And we're going to cut $2 trillion of spending. And this would be like let's just round it up to $100 billion. And he cut $25 billion of spending out of his company. Or 25, that he didn't do that. So this could be pretty wild on the, and then all the things that flows into. I'm concerned about what happens. I'm not sure it's a speedy recovery. All right. Just keep it in mind. Keep it in mind as things start firming up and coming to view on what's going to happen. So Just throwing it out there. Going on the record. All right. So you can say lower regulation, but how long does it take for deregulation to actually trickle through to a new business that gets built and comes to fruition? I'm talking about the economy is going to have a freak out, and it's going to last for potentially 2 or 3 years. Yeah, the prosperity will probably last for 10, 20 years, but the freak out is going to be immediate, and it's going to be vicious, and it's going to be hard, and it's going to be possibly devastating. All right, it's going to be like a heroin addict. You cut off, you lock them in a room. They go nuts. All right, there's reason there's movies on it. So the economy's going to freak out, and it's not going to be like we just put it back. I just want you to think about it. All right? Just think about it. Think about what happens. Where could we be wrong? What could be the unintended consequences of cutting $2 trillion of spending out of the economy? Remember this guy right here? I mean, look, federal tax revenue, $5 trillion. National debt growing at ridiculous rates. Spending currently $7 trillion. So just cutting $2 trillion just puts us at even. We're not fixing the national debt at that rate. We actually have to cut below our spending to start taking care of this up here. All right. Sugar honey iced tea. It's sugar honey iced tea hits the radial air mover. So there we are. We've got problems, and these numbers. If you've never been here before, usdebtclock.org. This keeps humming along. I mean, heck, look at this. Americans sitting on $1.3 trillion just on credit card debt, and that sucker's ticking lower. So we're actually paying that off a little bit. Student loan debt actually declining. So we're being fiscally responsible as actual consumers. Imported oil climbing. That U.S. unfunded liabilities just keeps ticking up, ticking up, ticking up. Per citizen, $652,000. Assets per citizen. And look at this. If we just liquidated everybody. $643,000 per citizen, $652 per citizen. We're negative $9,000 per citizen. We're in the hole. We're bankrupt. On the balance sheet, we're bankrupt. So printing more monopoly money doesn't fix it. I mean, that's... Now, Alan Greenspan said the plan a long time ago. The goal here is never for the U.S. to default on their debt. The goal is to have everybody else in the world default on their debt. That's the goal. That's the plan. That's what they have cooking. What happens if we quit using dollars? That coming right the frick back down. Big spike yesterday. Coming right back down. There's the supports. There's the supports. There's the supports. Now, this one I'm worried about. Like, what if we hit the target? We're only 340, 300 whatever points away. I guess 400 points away from hitting that target. If we hit that target before FOMC today, be careful. The risk could be that. Protect profits going into 2 p.m. If you got stuff that you could close, book the profit, take the risk off, do it. This one yesterday shot right up to that 1272. What happens next? Watch out. You know, that's a lot of small caps being like, yes, we're going to grow. We're going to have better regulation. But as I said, what if we go through a period where buyers don't show up before they can switch to growth mode? The business environment's got to, this is not like a local economy. This is not like one business. We're talking about 85% of America here works here, and we've got to fix the problems. And to fix the problems, this is not like we let all those government people go and next week they've got jobs in the private sector. This is going to be like, they've got a lot of those people don't know how to work. Think about it. I mean, the best thing in the world is to be a government employee and be ignorant. I mean, I've got lots of military people here. Think about all the people that are complete knuckleheads. That's just in the military. I mean, then you got the management and the senators and then, Trump was talking about on Joe Rogan, he's going to hire 10 to 15,000 people just to support the president. That's a lot of people. That's just running the White House. Absolute craziness. Absolute craziness. What do 10,000 people do running the White House? Got me. CO going through fits. We hit that resistance. Guess we'll see what happens there. Gold recovering a little bit. Can it shoot back up? Could. Could it go on down to the roadmap line? Yeah, you betcha. Unclear at the moment. We did retest this zone right over here. Can bounce from there and go on up. 2,900. Still the upside target. Silver. Bouncing a little bit, but that sure did look like it wanted to go for the roadmap line, didn't it? Sure did. Clear these off. It definitely extended. When we look at the first move, second move, third move, we went all the way down almost to the 272. That's an extension. Got really extended on that move. And is it done? I don't know. Maybe that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get a fifth little flush. Sam on gold. 1, 2, 3. I don't know. That could be done on gold. Gold and silver running on different paths because this came off the high. Went to the 1618. Bounce. Nice place to bounce. Silver, on the other hand, that came off a lower high. And we bounced off that 618 zone. Big picture, 618. May take a more significant retrace and recharge before we can break on through. It's been a significant resistance for a long time. But look, that's the bubble pattern right there. That pick up, consolidate, drop back down. That was the bubble pattern, but it's also Elliott wave pattern. Working on the next one. Shoot up here. How long? 26, 27, 28, 29. Possible. Longer term play. Bitcoin. I still have a long list today. Bitcoin on the 3-day, beautiful. Right up to the 1272 extension. From this pullback to that low. We hit the first target, 76.6. Do we get to 83 above that? Big question mark. I really want to see it hit the log mode because Bitcoin looks better in a log mode. 85 would be the resistance up here. You've got enough people making algorithms that trade Bitcoin that 76, the non-log mode, being respected. Right, that's where we are right now. Kind of finding some resistance. May bust on through. Like I said, I like that 85 zone a little bit better. A few more things line up there. Plus, that tips the odds that this move up is actually the third wave of a 1, 2, 3. I'm still long as crap Bitcoin. Like, don't get me wrong. I have BitX, I have Bitcoin, I have Mara, I have BTBT, tons of stuff. All right, I got 6 figures invested in crypto stuff. I want to see this break out and go higher. Going to be really disappointed if we don't get to the 6 figures. Mara trying its darndest, but that's still a lower high. Caution. BTBT. I'm just kind of going off. Just talking about a few things here. Lower high. Careful. Riot was my pick for Crypto Unleashed. That shot up. I told everybody to protect your profits yesterday. Get a pullback today. Kind of expected this. Be careful. This one can come back. That's 5 up. All right. Why was I telling everybody to protect profits yesterday? This completed a pattern. And since it's not really following the rest of the crypto, looking for, there it is. It's going to be under that one. It's right here. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there. What happens after you complete a 5? You get a wave 2 retrace to the higher degree. That wave 2 retrace can put us right back down in the vicinity of 4, vicinity of 4, right in here, right in that zone. Back to the roadmap line. The roadmap line, wave 2s and wave 4s tend to bounce off the roadmap line. All right, this had the opportunity to break out. It did it. It did it slightly later than the time frame I was hoping for, but some people made some money. Great job. If you're hoping for more, quit hoping. Work on a plan. All right. The plan was to catch that move. We got it. I was actually hopeful we'd get up to the 618 with a bigger bounce. Hopeful. But I don't see it playing out right now. That's right where this resistance is right here. I was kind of hopeful we would extend that up there, test it, then get the pullback, then we could bust through. Doesn't that look familiar to silver? Same patterns all the time, everybody. Same pattern. Bounced off the 618 over here. Could it pull back? Go back to the roadmap line? Yeah, it could. Different time frame. ETH. Look at that. Getting through the roadmap line. This is the immediate first target right up here. I have ETHU. Is my way to play your Ethereum right now. Ultra Ethereum. Now this is really being a laggard here. A lot of opportunity for this to catch up. And this one may not perform at 2x leverage. So be careful. They do pay a dividend out of the kitty. Dollar, as I said, probably coming back down. NKD attempted the breakout yesterday, rejecting again. This is one to keep an eye on here. Not sure what's happening. Hopefully, this is a 1-2-1-2. What do I mean by that? It means right here, we're just retracing to a 618. And this becomes a 1, 2. This is not the 3. The 3 would be way on up here. 4, 5. And this would be a 1, 2 of that 3. So this would be another 1, 2, and 3 would be on here, and 4 and 5 would stop right there at the 3. This would be up here. Actually, that should go the other way. Be 5 of 3. And, you know, to make this look better, you would go like this. Like that. Yeah, sub count. All right. Kind of what I'm looking for. That's still the target up there. And we'll see what cooks. If this is just, if that was the reason that can't be the wave 3, because it overlapped, right? That high, that low, overlap. That's not a wave 3. Not the complete one anyway. You'd be like, well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, still got 5 to go. Maybe that would work because that low and that low here and that high here don't overlap. This little high right here, this little low right here, so far don't overlap. So that could be a 5 right there. That looks better. That could be possibly the wave 3, and then we get a 4 that doesn't overlap, and then we get the 5. Maybe. Right? These are the things I look through all the time. These are where all the patterns come from. All right. This is where the roadmap line comes into play. Roadmap line is for catching the smaller moves. Measure bounce is for catching the bigger potential moves. There's been a little bit of debate on that in my Term Trading Lab group, for people trying to understand. The Apollo is for the smaller moves. I mean, that's the whole thing. So things moving today. Look at app. Just absolutely crazy pop. That's going exponential. Be careful. EPAM. Not touching it. Significant resistance up here. That's just not worth it to me to mess with at the moment. It needs to set up something better. And on that time frame, that could be a bottom, but that's certainly not a place I want to be playing right in the moment. Right at the moment. So if this is a reversal, maybe we'll see. We'll be able to break through this stuff. And is that low? That low is the lowest low. This high, this low. Wow. That's got a lot of stuff to work through. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That gap down right there. All right, moving on. 130, my friends. Let's get some more. This is all the stuff that was moving $2 or more up and $2 or more down in the pre-markets, sorted by the mover, and we're just gonna rip through it fast as I can here. Look for opportunities. RL looks played out. VST looks played out. PLNT looks played out. Wow, look at that. Nice move. All right, this may be doing something else actually. That may have been a measured bounce, and look for this to actually get continuation of 132. If it can do it. Like there's the first resistance, 109, 132 above that. In VMI, watch for that to continue lower. Still a downtrend highs. Still looking for that to drop on down. QCOM, maybe. This one has the opportunity to be a measured bounce. It needs confirmation. This could take a long time to play out. That confirmation really going to come above 195, though we may be heading up to 341. ASML, still chopping in the box. I'm not sure that's done to the downside yet. Zillow, beautiful pop. Holy nuts. Look at that. Probably going on up to the extension target, 89, maybe even 109. I was pretty convinced it was going to hit the roadmap line, but it looks like we're not going to do that. We're just going to go ripping off. Beautiful. MTSI, right up to the target. Potentially going to retrace. That's played out. Bros, Dutch Bros. Nice bounce. This could be a measured bounce. That high, that low. 74, potential upside. If it's going to be bullish. Rally on up to there. Pull back, and then go even higher. ZG, that's the other Zillow. Stock. They have two tickers. See, Zillow and Zillow. One of them's, there's going to be different class shares probably. Just like Google and Google. Goog and Google. And it's funny that that's the ticker for Alphabet. And take two, blasting off. 177, still the upside target. FNGU. Potentially breaking higher. 627 if we can do it. MKSI. Still looks kind of funky. I would be very cautious on a reversal lower. Elf Beauty potentially tagged that bottom. Potentially did it right there. Just shy of it. Potential. Where do we know? Well, that one's going to be difficult because by the time it gets all the way up here, it's going to feel like we went up a lot. So you could buy now aggressively, have your stop down here, maybe give it a little room because there's that box we kind of messed around in before. That was just a year ago. Potential for this to bounce and get higher. Spotify just keeps grinding higher. That's going to correct at some point. To me, that's on the danger list. It's too high. Needs a correction. COHR up near the targets. The reason I show these, like, if you're in them, you should protect your profits because they have a likelihood of retracing. All right. If you're in any of these ones that are up near targets, FUTU can potentially break up higher. 277. All this kind of China stuff was really getting beat down yesterday. ANET, next target up 439. DXYZ, I would not trade that. GH, that looks like a pretty rough chart. That's a downtrend, and it has not signaled we're going to reverse here. Now, it could be a measured bounce type thing set up here. 80 maybe where it's heading. Got some resistance to get through. Those prior highs, we're going to have to start making higher highs. This is so far not a higher high. GEV, that one just keeps being crazy. This one's going to pull back at some point. And where? I don't know. Bulls, opportunity to go up to 225. NU, not confirming the bullish move yet. We're going to have to be above 176 to kind of confirm we're going on up. PDD, just chopping in here. This may be an opportunity to buy. I'd stop out right down here. Target right up here. It's going to take a little while to get to that 175, 180 zone. I'd go for 175. Be more conservative. Yen. What a wild chart. 3x leverage on China. That's two of the four things that don't follow the pattern combined into one. Leverage and China. ALV. That still looks bearish. Still looks like we have downside to go. It could have been a measured bounce. If we break above this and fill the gap, it could be a long. I'm not convinced yet. It kind of came shy of where my ideal downside target there. SPRT, or SRPT, excuse me. Sideways, nothing. AMAT, and still not getting the mustard here. We got that resistance here and the resistance here. 267 if we can get some follow through. mRNA, just a little baby bounce off of what could be a plummet into the abyss. Maybe we're done on that outside. 51 was kind of my support. I thought we were going to. I drew it back here and we got there. I don't know. Sometimes I get lucky on these things. You tell me. SCCO, potential to have bounced here. 134 the upside. SAP played out. I'll protect profits. C-Web, unclear. Still looks like all these China things want to hit the roadmap line. NXPI, still below the roadmap line. Still has downside target. Lift. Wow. What the nuts? maybe not. This is a very marginal measure bounce setup. I would watch for resistance right in this zone. Why not up here? I'm not convinced that's a bullish move. Now it could surprise and go on up here. That's a gap fill. I would look for that. Not sure we're going to get that in any kind of reasonable time frame. Only about $4 up from where we are now. TSM, we've hit targets. We retraced the breakout. Could go for extensions, 230. SOXX, still in a bearish posture. Warning signs are still flashing on semiconductors. Logi, still potentially heading lower to the measured bounce. That's still working in a correction. Still significantly below the roadmap line. VCIT. Corporate bonds. There's a potential for that to bounce, but roadmap line bounce. Break up through 83. Could get 84. That's not a big mover. Not really my kind of thing. I like the bigger numbers, not the dollar moves for putting my money at risk. CRH. Yeah. Especially when I'm looking at a daily chart. If I'm looking at a Apollo chart, a dollar move, a 30-minute time frame, that can make you some money. Dollar move on a daily chart, is the time value worth the exposure? You got to really weigh it out. Like if you're going to put your money, like I was talking about earlier, I'm a retired trader looking for the best of the best opportunities. That Amazon trade, let's circle back real quick. Amazon, this was a giant upside potential. And look at that. It's still rocking and rolling higher. Look at that. Probably going to go for the 1272. Beautiful. The potential upside here was like 12%, right? $20. That was worth it to me with a high win rate. $20 upside, high win rate. I went with options. I nailed it. Boom shakalaka. Something like VCIT. Entries above 83. We're only going to 84.80. It's only $1.80 upside. How long would that take? A while, probably. It's not even have a 70% win rate. Not even that great. Profit factor is negative, so the losses are bigger than the wins. Yeah, that's not one I would be chasing. Like, just probably not. CRH, already played out. CEG, potential to come on down. VRT, already played out. SMH, This does make me wonder. Is semiconductors going to fix it? I'm not feeling it as much. 294 if it does. It really depends on the chart, Oliver. And just to take a diversion a second, show you what Termite Trading Lab, what kind of information I work with in the background here. You've seen these little charts. Like this is the channel that pops these out right here. Look at all these. This was the list for yesterday, right there. All those tickers. There you go. But it gives me like an average, like the last 97 days over 29 trades. Like that's 97 is a pretty statistically significant number because that's basically right at a statistical population. Now that's a negative profit factor, which means the losses are bigger than the wins. So not a great one. Here's one, 30. This one lasts 37 days, 30 trades. That's another statistical population. This one has an 80% win rate and a 155. Not bad. Now, is this pattern great? I don't know. Like, I'm working on an AI that's going to train on hundreds of thousands of these charts and be able to give me a better guess on whether they're going to work or not. All right, I produce this every single day for Termite Trading Lab in this channel right here. But it's not finished yet. It's not a product I'm releasing to the public, so that's not done yet. Still working on that one. My man Anthony has access to it. He's been just jumping into some of them, some of the lower cost ones. That's why I wanted to talk to him this morning. Like, and I do give the upside profit potential, like the profit 0.7. That's 70 cents upside on something that you might be in for a couple months. And you roll through here, only 48-cent upside. There's a $7.50 upside. $1, $3.50, $3, $1.28, $4.23, $14. That looks pretty good. 80% win rates, but dollar or 1.0. That means the losses eat the wins. Even though it wins more than often than it loses. There's UNH right there. This profit factor is just 1. That's not. Those aren't the greatest. All right. And profit factor close to 2. There's 2.2. But none of these are like 22 like Amazon was. And -1 means it's infinity. That means it's never taken a loss. It's 100% win rate on 5 trades. Just flipping through. There's a better one. 80% win rate, 3.2. $2 upside. I like the bigger upside because you can actually make some money on some options. Now, here we go. But it's only got a 49-cent upside. So there's pros and cons to all these setups. Best of the best stuff, right? There's a $4 upside, 75, 2.5. That's a better one. Payments right there. There's the chart. That high, that low, potential. All right. So I've got the tools in the background. How you know how long? I've got the tool. Got a tool for that. And if you want to get access to it, Term Market Trading Lab. There you go. No, beta testers are Term Market Trading Lab. That's the beta testers. I already got them. Like I've got 160 of them or something like that. So if you want to be in the group, that's where it is. ML, Moneyline. Yeah, this one has a nice, beautiful, low, high, measured bounce potential. I don't have an algorithm to find these. I've tried. It finds as much crap as it finds good. Actually, it finds more crap than it finds good stuff. Potential for that to pop right there. Beautiful upside if that can break out. We do have this prior resistance over here. That one might be worth a couple bucks because look at the price up here. 200. Risk 60 bucks to possibly make 200. Stop out if we make a lower low below 30. So 50% risk versus a big upside. This is why I go through the list trying to find these gems. It's like 200% upside versus a 50% downside. AVGO. How do you join the channel? Call 321-888-3962. Talk to them about Term Market Trading Lab. I don't sell access to it. My team does. It does cost money. It's not cheap. But many of them that are in here will tell you they have made the money back many, many, many times over. AVGO. I'm not here to sell that. Like, it's just like if you want it, you want it. If you don't, that's cool. AVGO. And I'm working on more stuff all the time. So probably going up to 193. EDU. Probably going on down further. BABA. Probably going back down. Baidu. Probably going back down. Not convinced China's fixed yet. Fresh works. Resistance at the gap down. All right, I'm going to have to hustle up. I'm going to have to go to the bathroom. Sure you wanted to know that. NetEase sitting at the lows. DEO. Maybe tagged the target yesterday. That could be the low. TPR. Watch for a pullback. EETH at the roadmap line. Could break through. That's a Ethereum ETF. Pro shares. Rio Tinto trying to break through. That's downtrend of highs. Be careful. MCHI. China stuff. May want to retrace more. Just not sure. Kind of getting a reprieve on the big drop for China yesterday, but it may have further downside to go. This one potentially going up to 16. Under Armour. There's another one that has two tickers, UAA and UA. Gap down right there, not a great place. Like, we did not break through, so there's still resistance, and we did go lower low. There's the other ticker, same story. CWAN, absolute bananas pop. Lower low than IPO, that can be the bottom, could be the bottom. And we could be playing out this move right now, potentially. TTD could be playing out that move. AMD. I don't think that downside's done yet. Be careful. Looks better if we do the measured bounce target down here. All right, decliners. Mercado Libre. Whatever. Back to the roadmap line. Beautiful retrace. Beautiful retrace. Warned about it. That's why when we're farting around up here at the targets, watch out for the retrace. Now we're setting it up. If we gap fill 22.16 upside. Duolingo at the targets. Watch for the bigger retrace. Back to the roadmap line. Coin. Just chugging around here. That was the entry. Target 304. I'm already long Connell. That's my way to play. Look for the outsized move. Holding shares. DDOG. Couldn't break through the downtrend highs yet. Got to see that break above. DPST. Playing out. That's extension target. Watch for a bigger retrace. That'll take a lot of banks with it if it does. ALKT. Watch for the retrace. DHI. Looking for this to have bottomed. That high, that low. Break back above the 183 area. TR Horton can go on up to 206. That's a home builder. SEDG got crushed yesterday on earnings. They're having a lot of problems here. A lot of problems. That can be the bottom. Of course, it could go on down to 0. Yeah, that could be the bottom. Beautiful. All right, that's the list. Hope you found something awesome. I'm thinking about doing it live for channel members only. If you're in Termite Trading Lab, just be a channel member. It's like $5. Come on. And I'll for Termite Trading Lab, I'll see if I can simulcast to Discord. I'm not sure I can. My broadcast software supports one output, so we'll see. And I'll try to simulcast it. And otherwise, I'll see you later. Be back tomorrow morning, 9:15. Same bad time, same bad channel. Going through it again. And but for channel members, I'll try to be live for FOMC, assuming I don't have something else cooking that I got to do. So, see you later, everybody. Bye.